the world's gold markets jolted without warning. Traders froze, algorithms spiked, and whispers rippled from London to Shanghai. Something massive had just happened, but not in New York or London. The tremor came from East Africa. For 17 years, Tanzania's mining sector had been quiet, almost forgotten. Then, out of nowhere, an announcement dropped that sent shockwaves through global commodity markets. No debt, no foreign bailout, no warning, just a single staggering number, $523 million. But this wasn't just another gold mine. This was different, built on a strategy no one saw coming, with stakes that could reshape how Africa handles its natural wealth and rattle how the world trades gold itself. So, what really happened in Tanzania? And why is the world suddenly paying attention? In this video, let's find out. For nearly 2 decades, Tanzania's mining industry had operated largely under the radar. While gold exports continued, the sector lacked the kind of catalytic investment that changes national trajectories. Countries like South Africa and Ghana captured global attention with mega projects and well-established mining hubs, leaving Tanzania often portrayed as a quiet supplier rather than a dynamic player. That perception ended the moment Tanzania announced the Nyanzaga gold mine, a $523 million undertaking that instantly repositioned the country on the global mining map. What sets Nyanzaga apart is not only its scale, but also how it's being funded. Instead of turning to foreign banks and joint venture arrangements that often shackle African nations with debt or restrictive conditions, Perseus Mining, a well-established Australian mining operator with years of experience across West Africa, has chosen to fully self-fund this project. That decision sends a clear signal. Global investors now view Tanzania as stable enough and resource-rich enough to justify such an unprecedented commitment. The projected production capacity, peaking at 246,000 ounces annually and totaling over 2 million ounces during its operational life, makes Nyanzaga one of Africa's most significant new gold projects. Its financial outlook is robust, boasting an internal rate of return estimated between 19% and 34% depending on global market dynamics, with a net present value approaching $617 million. Yet beyond economics lies an equally transformative element: ownership. The Tanzanian government holds a 20% equity stake, which places it in the uncommon position of being both a regulator and a profit-sharing partner. This signals a major policy shift from the passive royalty collection model that historically saw African nations benefit only marginally from their own mineral wealth. And that is where Nyanzaga begins to stand out, not as an isolated mining investment, but as a conscious pivot toward a model where national sovereignty and financial partnership coexist. The Nyanzaga gold mine is a driver of systemic transformation. Modern mining projects, especially those designed to operate for more than a decade, must be supported by infrastructure that extends beyond the mine's perimeter. Perseus Mining's development model for Nyanzaga demonstrates this principle clearly, as it incorporates infrastructure that benefits both the mine and the surrounding communities. One of the most significant components is the construction and upgrading of road networks in the Lake Victoria region. Many of these roads previously served only light local traffic or were seasonally impassable. By modernizing these routes, Nyanzaga ensures reliable access for the transportation of equipment, fuel, and refined gold, but the impact goes further. Local farmers, traders, and transporters will now have year-round access to markets that were previously difficult to reach, cutting travel times and improving economic opportunities for rural populations. The project also includes the installation of modern water systems to ensure a stable supply not just for the mine's operations, but for nearby settlements that have historically faced water shortages. Mining operations require significant water resources for ore processing, dust suppression, and sanitation. By constructing high-capacity pipelines and water treatment facilities, Nyanzaga has embedded community benefits into industrial planning. local residents can expect improved access to safe water, a resource as valuable as gold itself in many parts of rural Tanzania. Perhaps the most transformative piece of infrastructure is the 53-kilometer power transmission line. This dedicated line is designed to provide stable, high-capacity electricity to the mine. However, its capacity exceeds the mine's immediate needs, which allows surplus power to be routed into the national grid. For surrounding villages and small towns that have long depended on unreliable or non-existent electricity, this infrastructure could be life-changing, powering schools, clinics, businesses, and even domestic households for the first time. This dual-purpose design is a hallmark of next-generation mining projects, which leverage industrial infrastructure to accelerate social development. Before we continue further, tell us, are you enjoying the video? If yes, please like and share the video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos on Black Africa. Let's continue now. Nyanzaga is also adopting advanced technological solutions and environmental safeguards. Digital monitoring systems will allow for real-time management of operations, optimizing fuel usage, improving safety, and enhancing productivity. Environmental concerns are being addressed through robust tailings management to prevent water contamination, comprehensive dust suppression measures to protect air quality, and water recycling systems to reduce overall consumption. These systems are crucial in the Lake Victoria goldfields, a region of ecological significance that has historically been underdeveloped but is rich with resource potential. By integrating such measures, Nyanzaga is redefining what responsible mining looks like in East Africa. What emerges is not simply a gold mine, but an infrastructure and innovation hub. Such investments have a ripple effect. Logistics companies grow to service transport routes, construction companies expand capacity to meet new demands, and digital service providers scale up to support high-tech monitoring systems. This layered development demonstrates how mining projects, when designed strategically, can become catalysts for broad economic diversification rather than isolated enclaves. And that leads naturally to the next question: who exactly benefits from all of this growth? Historically, mining projects across Africa have faced criticism for operating as enclaves, self-contained industrial zones designed to extract wealth while leaving little behind for local populations. Nyanzaga is consciously structured to challenge that legacy, focusing on economic inclusion as a core design principle. The project's immediate impact comes in the form of employment. During its construction phase, thousands of Tanzanians will be hired across multiple skill levels, from heavy machinery operators and engineers to welders, electricians, and general laborers. Once operational, Nyanzaga will continue to employ hundreds in direct mining roles, maintenance, administration, and security. Importantly, Perseus Mining has pledged to invest in skills transfer programs that train Tanzanian workers for supervisory and managerial roles. Over time, this builds a local workforce with expertise not just for Nyanzaga, but for future projects, reducing reliance on imported talent and creating long-term career pathways for Tanzanians. Beyond direct employment, the mine is already stimulating secondary industries. Local farmers and food suppliers are preparing to serve the daily nutritional needs of thousands of workers, creating stable demand that can transform subsistence farms into profitable enterprises. Transport companies are upgrading fleets to handle logistics, while construction firms are scaling up to meet infrastructure needs both within and outside the mine. Even Tanzania's growing tech ecosystem stands to benefit, as advanced monitoring, data analysis, and supply chain management require digital tools and specialized IT support, opening doors for local fintech and software startups. However, the most crucial part is the Tanzanian government's 20% equity stake. This means that, beyond royalties and corporate taxes, which can fluctuate based on production or global gold prices, the government receives direct dividends. These dividends, when combined with traditional tax revenue, could channel hundreds of millions of dollars into Tanzania's national budget over the project's lifespan. This infusion of capital offers the government fiscal space to invest in healthcare systems, education, infrastructure development, and sovereign wealth funds, accelerating national development goals. This structure contrasts sharply with earlier eras, when African states received only modest royalties, while foreign companies repatriated the bulk of profits. With an ownership stake, Tanzania transitions from being a passive regulator to an active economic participant. For a country seeking to diversify its economy and reduce dependency on external debt financing, this model is not just about gold. It is about strategic sovereignty. And sovereignty is where this discussion expands beyond economics into the political philosophy shaping Africa's current trajectory. Projects like Nyanzaga embody a growing determination across the continent to renegotiate Africa's role in global resource markets, seeking not just to export raw minerals, but to translate natural wealth into national power and human development. Interestingly, Tanzania has chosen a different but philosophically aligned path with Ibrahim Traoré. Instead of sweeping nationalizations or sudden expropriations, it has pursued a collaborative framework with structured ownership, negotiated control, and strategic equity. This hybrid model sends a strong message. Foreign partners are welcome, but only under terms that ensure long-term value for Tanzanians themselves. And this approach is spreading. From West Africa to East Africa, governments are reassessing contracts, seeking domestic processing and requiring local content in operations. Nyanzaga embodies this trend. It is neither fully state-run nor wholly foreign-controlled. Instead, it represents shared risk, shared reward, and shared sovereignty. And in doing so, it provides a blueprint for how African countries can attract investment without surrendering control. What's more interesting is that Nyanzaga's timing couldn't be better. Global gold demand is soaring, driven by inflation concerns, geopolitical tensions, and investor appetite for safe haven assets. With traditional mining jurisdictions facing rising costs and regulatory hurdles, new players like Tanzania are entering the spotlight as viable, stable alternatives. But this shift has deeper impacts. If Tanzania successfully integrates Nyanzaga into its economy while delivering tangible community benefits, it sets a precedent for other African nations. Countries like Zambia, Guinea, and even resource giants like the Democratic Republic of Congo may adopt similar equity and infrastructure-linked models, reducing reliance on exploitative legacy contracts. However, execution is key. A well-designed policy is only as effective as its implementation. Tanzania must ensure transparent revenue management, environmental compliance, and community engagement. Failure to deliver could reinforce old stereotypes of resource mismanagement, while success could redefine Africa's role in the global mining hierarchy. What do you think? With Tanzania holding a 20% equity stake, are we witnessing the end of exploitative resource deals in Africa? Could Nyanzaga's infrastructure and job creation trigger a long-term economic boom? Or will it repeat the mistakes of past gold rushes? In the comment section below, share your thoughts on whether Tanzania is quietly rewriting Africa's entire mining playbook. And could this be the start of a continent-wide gold revolution? Do you want to watch more videos like this one? If yes, subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon next to it. We bring videos on Black Africa, its history, rich arts and culture, and things the world should know about. Thanks for watching, and until the next video, stay tuned.